Welcome to the Health Revival, where we share stories and tips to help you live your healthiest life, especially if you're over 60 and cherishing every moment of your golden years. If you're new here, this channel is all about bringing you practical, down-to-earth advice wrapped in stories that feel like a chat by the fireplace with a dear friend. We're here to inspire Americans over 60 to take charge of their health with simple steps that fit into everyday life. Whether you're grilling burgers at a family barbecue, strolling through your neighborhood, or sipping coffee with friends. So grab a cozy seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's dive into today's story. 5 simple ways to prevent stroke after 60, tailored just for you. Picture this. It's a crisp fall evening, and you're surrounded by your grandkids, just laughing as they chase fireflies in the backyard. These are the moments we live for: time with loved ones, simple joys, and the freedom to savor life. But for too many Americans over 60, a stroke can steal those moments away. Stroke is one of the top causes of death in the US, and it doesn't just show up out of nowhere. It's a quiet shadow that builds over years, often from habits we don't even think twice about. The good news? You can outsmart it. Stroke prevention isn't about drastic changes or complicated plans. It's about small, everyday choices that add up to a vibrant, healthy life. Today, I'm going to share a story woven with 5 practical tips to keep stroke at bay, 5 sneaky habits to avoid, 5 warning signs to watch for, and even a few foods and drinks to embrace or skip. By the end, you'll feel empowered to write your own happy, healthy ending. Let's start with a story about John, a retired teacher who loved his salty snacks. Every evening, he'd settle into his recliner with a bag of chips or a plate of fast food fries, savoring the crunch as he watched his favorite game shows. John didn't realize that all that salt was silently pushing his blood pressure higher and higher, straining the delicate blood vessels in his brain. Over time, this made him a prime candidate for a stroke. In the US, processed foods like pizza, canned soups, and even deli sandwiches are loaded with sodium, way more than our bodies need. Too much salt is like pouring stress into your arteries, making them work overtime. But John found a way to turn things around. He started keeping his sodium under 2,300 milligrams a day, about a teaspoon. Instead of chips, he reached for crunchy carrot sticks or unsalted almonds. He even got creative, sprinkling rosemary or garlic powder on his meals for flavor. Simple swaps like these are powerful tools for stroke prevention, helping your blood vessels stay strong and flexible. Now let's meet Mary, who loved her cozy couch as much as John loved his snacks. After retiring, Mary spent hours binge-watching her favorite shows, thinking she was giving her body the rest it deserved. But sitting for too long was slowing her blood flow, letting clots form in her veins, a stroke waiting to happen. Inactivity is a sneaky risk factor, especially as we age, because it makes it harder for your heart to keep things moving smoothly. Mary decided to change her story. She started taking 30-minute walks around her neighborhood, waving to neighbors and soaking in the fresh air. On rainy days, she'd do chair yoga or stretch during commercial breaks. The key? Moving every hour, even if it's just a quick lap around the living room. These small bursts of activity are like a gentle nudge to your blood vessels, and I love keeping them clear and ready for action. Stroke prevention doesn't mean running marathons. It's about finding joy in movement, whether it's dancing to an old Motown record or gardening in your backyard. Then there's Tom, our night owl. Tom had a habit of staying up past midnight, glued to the late-night news or scrolling through his phone. He thought those late hours were harmless, but his body was paying a price. Lack of sleep spiked his stress hormones and blood pressure, putting extra strain on his heart and brain. Staying up late is like borrowing energy from tomorrow, and over time, it wears down the very systems that protect you from stroke. Tom decided to rewrite his evenings. He aimed for 7 to 8 hours of sleep, hitting the pillow by 10 or 11 p.m. He swapped his evening coffee for chamomile tea and started taking warm baths to unwind. These small changes helped his body rest and repair, giving his blood vessels a break from the chaos of stress. If you're burning the midnight oil, try easing into a calmer routine. It's a simple but powerful step towards stroke prevention. Next, let's talk about Linda, who always said, "I feel fine, so why bother with the doctor?" Linda was active, ate her veggies, and figured she didn't need checkups. But silent threats like high cholesterol and diabetes were building up inside her, invisible, until a stroke nearly struck. In the US, conditions like hypertension often have no symptoms until it's too late, which is why skipping checkups is like ignoring a ticking clock. Linda learned her lesson and started scheduling checkups every 6 to 12 months, all covered by Medicare. Those visits caught her high blood pressure early, letting her doctor step in with advice and medication. Monitoring your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar is like checking the weather before a storm. It helps you prepare. Stroke prevention starts with knowing your numbers, so pick up the phone and book that appointment today. Finally, there's Mike, who loved his happy hours. A beer or two every night paired with a cigarette felt like the perfect way to unwind. But those habits were quietly damaging his arteries, raising his blood pressure, and setting the stage for a stroke. Alcohol and tobacco are like uninvited guests at your body's party. They wreak havoc and leave a mess. Mike decided to take control. He cut back to 1 drink a day and started sipping sparkling water with a splash of lemon instead. Quitting smoking was tougher, but he leaned on a support group and nicotine patches, recommended by his doctor. These changes weren't easy, but they gave Mike's blood vessels a fighting chance. If you enjoy a drink or a smoke, try scaling back. Your heart will thank you, and stroke prevention will feel like a natural part of your day. Now let's shift gears and talk about the warning signs of stroke. These are the red flags your body waves when trouble is brewing, and knowing them can save your life. Imagine Sarah sitting at her kitchen table, reaching for her coffee mug. Suddenly, her right arm felt limp, like it wasn't hers anymore. That numbness or weakness on one side of the body is a classic stroke signal. If it happens to you, don't wait. Call 911. A quick test? Raise both arms. If one drops or feels weak, act fast. Then there's Bob, who was chatting at a family dinner when his words started to slur, and his smile looked crooked. His kids noticed and called for help. Trouble speaking or a droopy face is another warning sign. Ask the person to repeat a simple phrase like, "The sky is blue." If they struggle, get help immediately. Or picture Emma out in her garden when the world started spinning. She nearly fell thinking it was just fatigue, but dizziness or loss of balance can mean a stroke is near. If you feel unsteady, especially with nausea or blurred vision, sit down and call 911. Then there's John, who was reading the newspaper when his left eye went dark. He thought it was just aging, but sudden vision trouble in one eye is a serious red flag. Cover one eye at a time to check, and if the problem persists, call for help. Finally, imagine Clara knitting quietly when a blinding headache hit out of nowhere, unlike anything she'd felt before. A sudden, intense headache, especially with confusion or nausea, is an emergency. Don't take aspirin or wait it out. Call 911. These signs are your body's way of shouting for help, and acting fast is the key to stroke prevention and survival. So, how do we keep stroke from knocking on our door? Let's weave together 5 simple, life-changing tips, each with a story to bring it to life. First, eat heart-healthy foods. Tom, after a health scare, traded his fast food burgers for grilled salmon and colorful salads. He started feeling stronger, like he could take on the world. Cutting back on greasy takeout and sweets while loading up on greens, berries, and omega-3 rich fish like salmon is like giving your blood vessels a daily hug. Drink 8 cups of water a day, too. It keeps everything flowing smoothly. Second, stay active. Mary joined a senior walking club, making new friends while boosting her heart health. Aim for 30 minutes of movement daily, whether it's walking, dancing, or even raking leaves. It's not about being a gym rat, it's about finding what makes you smile. Third, get regular checkups. Linda's annual exam caught her high blood pressure before it could do harm, and now she's thriving. Medicare covers tests for blood pressure and cholesterol, so schedule those visits every 6 to 12 months. Fourth, manage stress. John found peace volunteering at a local animal shelter, petting dogs and chatting with folks. Stress is like a storm cloud over your heart, so try deep breathing, meditation, or a hobby like painting. Joining a community group can lift your spirits too. Finally, sleep well. Emma started a bedtime routine with soft music and a good book, and now she wakes up refreshed. Aim for 7 to 8 hours, avoiding screens before bed. These 5 steps, eating well, moving more, checking in with your doctor, staying calm, and sleeping soundly are your roadmap to stroke prevention. Want to supercharge your efforts? Add these 4 foods to your plate. Leafy greens like spinach and berries like blueberries are packed with nutrients that lower cholesterol and blood pressure. Fatty fish like canned tuna or salmon are budget-friendly ways to get omega-3s that protect your blood vessels. Whole grains like oatmeal or quinoa keep your blood sugar steady and your heart happy. And don't forget nuts and green tea. A handful of almonds or a daily cup of green tea delivers antioxidants that strengthen your arteries. These foods are like loyal friends, always there to support your stroke prevention journey. On the flip side, steer clear of these 5 drinks. Alcohol, beyond a glass of wine or beer a day, spikes your blood pressure. Sugary drinks like soda or sweetened coffee drinks are like pouring sugar straight into your arteries. Too much coffee, more than 2 cups a day, can raise your blood pressure, especially if you drink it late. Energy drinks are a no-go. Their high caffeine and sugar are a recipe for heart trouble. And those sweetened iced teas, they're packed with sugar that harms your blood vessels. Swap them for unsweetened tea or water with a slice of lemon. These small choices make a big difference in keeping stroke at bay. As we wrap up this story, imagine sitting down with your grandkids, telling them how you took charge of your health. You swapped that salty snack for a crisp apple, took a walk around the block, and booked that doctor's appointment. You're their hero, living vibrantly, showing them that small changes write a powerful story. Stroke prevention isn't about fear, it's about hope, action, and the joy of living fully. Start today. Pick one tip, like cutting back on salt or taking a short walk. Share these ideas with your friends over coffee, at your next book club, or at the community center. Your health is the happy ending you're writing every day. Before we go, a quick note about the Health Revival. This channel is your home for stories and tips to keep you thriving after 60. We're here to make health feel approachable, like a conversation with a neighbor. If you found value in today's video, please hit that like button and subscribe to join our community. It helps us reach more folks just like you, and we'd love to have you along for the journey. Got a tip or story of your own? Drop it in the comments. We read every one. Until next time, stay strong, stay healthy, and may God bless you. See you soon.